What's up, guys? Daemonxel here, back again with another Eve Echoes community news update. It's going to be a short one, but we have something exciting to talk about, and something kind of sad, I guess, if you think about it. We are talking about the close of Void and Brethren Court, but it's going to reemerge as something better. So, let's talk about it. Alright, so if you've been living under a rock for the last 4 years, because yes, we are coming up to that 4-year anniversary in just about 2.5 weeks or so, we are coming up to the 4-year anniversary of Eve Echoes, and in that entire time, there has been an alliance who has been there from the start, and that would be the Void Alliance. And yes, I've been fighting sometimes against them, sometimes with them. I have a storied past with them, as they have a huge storied past and impact on the game. Always been a friend to OG, as well as their other blues that they've had. They've been on many sides of the wars. We have the Pack War, we have the CC War. It's just, Void has always been around and always been into everything. Along with them has been the Brethren Court, also known for, in its previous conception, was Genesis, right? This is the birth of the pirate era of Genesis, where they shed their, I guess, bloated skin that Genesis was. 'Cause if you guys remember, Genesis was massive. And then they had the big war, and yeah, they with everything that went down, they took on the new form of Brethren Court, and that became their pirate era. So, both entities, if you look back at all the roots, have been here in some form of another since the dawn of the game, and now both of them are going to be lowering their flags and raising a new flag called Kraken. That's right, this is the new logo of the Kraken Alliance, and it's a direct merger. No one's taking in other words, Void's not incorporating Brethren Court into them and assimilating them. Same with Brethren Court, they are not taking Void and assimilating them. This is a coexisting merger, a single entity alliance called Kraken. Now, I do have a statement that was given to me, but I also spent some time on comms with both Jacoba as well as Sarpian to exactly answer some of the questions I had moving forward. So let's look at the announcement that they put out. So it says, "Release the Kraken in a tidal wave of excitement. Void Alliance and Brethren Court Alliance are thrilled to announce the merger into a formidable new entity, Kraken. This fusion marks a new epic in the galaxy of Eve Echoes, where two powerhouse alliances unite to create a Leviathan force that promises to make waves and dominate the stars. The executor of the alliance, Sarpian, stated, 'We've navigated many turbulent seas, and this merger is the perfect storm that is to propel us to uncharted territories. Our combined fleets will be a tsunami of power, ready to anchor ourselves among the dominant forces of the galaxy.' Brethren Court's Alliance's Pirate King Jacoba echoed these sentiments. 'The synergy between our crews is undeniable. Together we'll chart a course to victory, plundering resources and outmaneuvering our rivals. Kraken is set to become the tidal wave that reshapes the Eve Echoes spacescape.' Kraken, named after the legendary Titan and sea monster, symbolizes the colossal strength and fearsome presence that the new alliance will command. The merger brings together the best captains, navigators, and crews from both alliances, forming a powerhouse team ready to hoist the anchor and set sail for new adventures. With the combined fleet that boasts unparalleled firepower and strategic acumen, Kraken is poised to become the most dreaded name in the cosmos, with a fleet that strikes fear into all who dare oppose them. Kraken CEOs will lead teams and cooperate at the Alliance level to prepare for the next EE power spike, Titans. Early indications suggest that the resources required for Titans require a greater scale of cooperation than anything we've seen before in Eve Echoes. CEOs will help Kraken develop the largest Titan armada in EE, enabling us to master our destiny. Kraken FCs will enjoy more PvP opportunities than ever before, more targets to attack, more areas to defend, more pilots to fleet up and pew-pew, more opportunities to develop as FCs, in a word, more PvP. Overall, Kraken members will enjoy more roles to play than ever before. More PvP, more trade, more indie, more mining, more community, more events, more roles to play, more memes. With the Kraken scale and might, Kraken line pilots will always have the latest and greatest tools needed to achieve our goals. In celebration of this monumental merger, Kraken co-executors Sarpian and Jacoba will host several town hall meetings and provide interviews with media outlets in the coming days. Yes, that is correct. I will actually have a meeting and interview, which I will record and put on the channel here, with both Sarpian as well as Jacoba. So if you guys have any specific questions you want me to ask them, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to take note and ask them during our interview. Now, before I go on to the next document, let's look at some of the wording here, because they are playing around with wording, right? They're playing around with the pirate roots that Brethren Court was. And you may be asking, well, will this be a new Merc Alliance? Will this be a new Pirate Alliance? Well, I did speak to both Sarpian and Jacoba, and they tell me that this alliance is going to be basically everything, right? That's not just PvP, but it's going to be PvP, trade, PvE. Everything that you would love to do is going to be available in this entity. Let's look at some of the other wording they have here. One second. So as you can see, some of the wording here, Kraken co-executors. That's right. Sarpian and Jacoba will be co-leading this alliance in an equal manner. So let's see here. PvP. Okay, so we got that. Line pilots. Good. Now, going with the line pilots, I was told that they're going to hold their members to a higher standard. What that means is basically they want to go back to the game being a game. That's right. Playing the game for the fun of it, not bad blood, nothing personal, no personal grudges being held against other pilots, just going out, having fun, whether that be PvE, trade, indie, or in PvP matches. They want to get rid of any toxicity that any players might bring. They also want to say that if anyone sees any of their pilots behaving in a, I guess, not Kraken manner or courteous manner to other pilots, or basically just taunting or throwing slurs out there, basically, you know, the worst of the worst. If you see that happening, contact the CEOs or the alliance leaders, and they will take care of it, because they do not want to foster that community. They don't want to foster that level of hate or that level of toxicity within their community. They just want to play the game and have fun. So let's look at this other adult here. So what is Kraken about? And the moniker is going to be KRKN. Let's see. They're going to have an SRP program for subcaps, caps, supers. Obviously, that's going to go, amounts to grow over time. Let's see. They're going to have alliance ship rental for CTAs, pre-staging for your fast and easy engagement. Let's see, content pooled at alliance level. Get part of specific content by just selecting your in-game preference. It may be mining, backups, Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have a Kraken coin bank. The Void people, known as VCB, will be expanded. So as you can see, some of the programs that were brought from Void, some of the programs that were in Brethren Court, they're going to be merging them together to push this forward. Player services embedded in the ticket system. For example, if you offer hauling, you choose the role and it will get you notified a request. Give us your ideas. Also, guys, their Discords, the previous Discords, if you're familiar with them, if you have roles on them, whether it be the Void one or whether it be the Brethren Court one, they are abandoning both Discords. They are building this from the ground up. Nothing from the past. It's a new entity. Everything's going to be new moving forward. That includes a new Discord server to house the community. Let's see. Fair share in CTAs, even for Logi Pilot's Discord bot that allows you to register your in-game characters. Let's see. They're going to have PvP incentives for pilots, reduce your corp tax burden, and allow more PvP-minded corporation to get stacked in ratting and mining. Growth incentives will allow corps to innovate. Let's see. Corp tax, solve upgrades, get more efficient. Okay, so let's get to some of the questions I asked. And I don't have any notes because this was all through voice comms. So I did ask several hard questions, such as, well, if this is truly a new beginning for both Void and for Brother Court, given that their roots go back 4 years and some of those blues they've had for 4 years, how are they going to move forward? In other words, what is this? Is this going to be just the same old under a new flag, or is it truly a new entity? Now, they don't want to give me any ops, so I'm not divulging any critical information or anything like that, but they're not going to give me their blue list. But from what they tell me, their goal is to have fun on the server and not be an echo of what the Chinese server is. And if you look at the Chinese server, it's basically dominated by one entity, which basically rules the entire entity. They don't want that in the game, and I feel currently right now the game, this is my opinion, the game is stagnating, right? There's 2 big entities in the game. Yes, there are other entities. I know I'm going to get letters, I'm going to get comments about it, but if you look at the powerhouses as far as Sob goes, you have AOA and their blues, you have the Silent Federation and their blues, and they're all buttheads, right? So, does this mean they're going to be aligned with AOA? I don't know, but with a new beginning, I guess we're going to have to wait and find out what's going to happen, who's going to be who. I expect good things from this. I am hoping to see more excitement on the grid, more excitement in the game overall over this. Some of the other questions I did, because both of them, Void and Brother Court, were basically in 2 separate regions, not really connected as much on the Sob map. Does that mean they're going to consolidate their holdings under the one flag and abandon either one territory for another territory? Now, they didn't want to tell me that either. I didn't get the information on that. But I guess we will notice that when everything starts turning over to the Kraken banner within this next week, because all this is moving right now, and it's going to be happening over the next week, 2 weeks, because obviously so many entities that belong to both being merged into this one single alliance. In a perfect world, if they do grow, yes, they would be able to hold more regions, I guess. But again, we'll have to look at the Sob map when everything does transfer over to Kraken from Void and Brethren Court. Now, I didn't go into too many questions because this was just basically a kind of meet and greet, kind of tell me the gist of everything that's going on so I can bring it out to you. They do promise to work with all the content creators. They want to have an open door with media. That would be news outlets like myself, like the Echoes of New Eden podcast, but also other content creators. And they're excited to show, maybe, if they have a huge fleet fight, right? They want to show this. They want to showcase it. They don't want to hide anything from anyone. So I hope to have a fruitful, relationship with the new entity Kraken and bring you any news. As with anyone that I speak to, I like to bring all the news and the fact of all the stories. But again, I'm going to have a more in-depth conversation with both leaders of Kraken. Hopefully in the next week or so. I got to put some down the books because, I'm on the East Coast. They're UK time, so we got to find a time that kind of aligns with both so we can get this done. But if you guys have any questions that you want answered, that you want me to ask, go ahead and send them to me, and I will ask them. It could be any questions. Well, come on, let's have some real questions here, right? Let's not, give me some real questions. And obviously, if it's OPSEC, they're not going to answer. They're going to say no comment. But I wouldn't want anyone giving me OPSEC information anyway. I mean, obviously, if I learn things from internal sources, that's different. But I'm not expecting anyone ever, when coming to me with a story, to give me any OPSEC information. But this is the biggest news that's happened this week. There's really not much else to talk about. However, I want to leave this story right now and go to one of the big, a good kill mail that I actually saw today. And we'll give a salute to this pilot here. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, it's in another one. Give me 1 second. Bring it up. There we go, guys. I figured you'd like this. This is a 19.3 billion Fiend. That's right. And it was soloed by a super. Now, you may be wondering, what makes this so expensive? Well, that would be the Faction Large Shield Booster, which did drop for this lucky pilot, Tanadar. So, big salute to you, Tanadar, for the killing of this this bloated fiend. And I think there was a screenshot where the person didn't care. He's like, let me see if I can find that that screenshot there. There it is. I thought this was funny. It says, guys casually flying a super round syndicate. Good riddance, damn booster. So I guess he's not too broken up that he lost that massively overpriced large shield booster. So a good salute out to this pilot for losing his losing his shit, I guess. Literally. But yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. Obviously, if there's any other stories that happens before the end of the week, I'll do another video. But currently, right now, I wanted to get this out to you as I got the information, because I just spoke to Sarpion and Jacoba maybe less than an hour ago. So that's what I got for you guys. And obviously, we're on Gulag here. Let's go back here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. And if you don't hear back from me, obviously, if you need more news in your life, go over to Rambo and Tailrick's Echoes of New Eden podcast. I'm gonna try and make it this week. My weekends have just been really busy, and there was a family accident that happened this past weekend, so I couldn't make it on Sunday's show. So I do hope to make it this weekend. So hopefully I'll be there. If not, it's always a great time hanging out with Taylor as well as Rambo. And yeah, until I talk to you guys again, have a great week, have a great weekend, fly safe, and remember, we're always one vision, one purpose, one front.